Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dugout Podcast. I am your co-host Andrew, and I'm alongside my fellow co-host Marissa.
Hi.
And Happy New Year to our viewers. I think we need to start there.
Yes.
First episode, first show of 2025.
Yes.
So let's get right into it.
Before we get into it,
Sorry.
I have been accused on this show many times of not being a woman of my word. So
Because he ain't. But
I've had this for a while now.
Oh well.
So I must show my nice bow.
Oh, lovely.
In a Christmas bag because, it was bought on Christmas. So
But shout out for well.
this is for your two.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
It's not what I wanted to give you initially. I wanted to give you something Liverpool related, but
Right. So should I go
work
put in
out.
front of the camera? Or are you?
Sure.
Well, give me something Liverpool related, but I guess it would have burned her hand.
It's true.
Really? Alrighty. Oh, thank you, Marissa.
You're welcome.
I love the color. At least you got that right.
At least.
At least you got that right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That is lovely. That is awesome. Anything else? Oh, okay, there's something else.
Yes.
Oh well. Show my muscles. All right. Thank you too.
That's not the reason the shirt was bought, okay?
What was the reason the shirt was bought?
Oh, I was told that some men like to wear inside tops inside those kind of dress shirts. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
I look forward to getting my wonderful gift next year.
You know what you're gonna make?
Of course, I am very confident.
You're very confident.
I'm very
You
confident.
weren't confident 2 years before?
No, I'm more confident, especially with my lead and everything.
How much is the lead?
We didn't get there yet.
But you still got
I should have given you this when we started.
You got bigger. I know what I'm saying. But you got a bigger
Just
lead.
a point, just an extra point, yeah.
You got a point in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had a very good result.
Mm-mm.
I didn't.
We were pretty much even.
Okay.
We had a very poor first week, and then we both kind of predicted similar results. I chose the wrong segment, but I feel I would have forgotten. So yeah,
I didn't let you forget.
it's true. Cause your message, ma, don't forget.
Don't forget talking. All right. So on the agenda this evening, we have the status of the Premier League title race. Followed by a little bit of a discussion on United and Spurs, and then we look at the relegation battle before the aforementioned leaderboard and predictions.
Yes.
So let's start with the title race, and I've duly or appropriately titled this segment Arsenal Stutter as Liverpool keep the door ajar. So yes, let's start with Arsenal. 1-1 draw at the weekend versus Brighton. They had a chance because they played before Liverpool, so they had a chance to reduce the gap at the top to, I think it would have been 3 points.
Yeah.
Albeit having played 2 games more at that stage. But they only secured a draw at Brighton and Hove Albion at the Amex Stadium. So what do you make of Arsenal's title credentials?
Same thing as I made of it before. I think I don't think Arsenal are going to win the league. I still think that there is a title race and they're still in it. 6 points behind you guys. Extra game played more. But I don't know. You're seeing the same move from Arsenal. And I think that you saw a lot of Arsenal's shortcomings today against Newcastle. I know that's not on the agenda, but they lost 2-0.
Feel free to mention it.
They lost 2-0 in the first leg of the Carabao Cup at the Emirates. And Arsenal's attack just seems toothless. And we've talked about this on the show a lot this season. They just don't play the same free-flowing style that they played when they first started challenging for the title a couple years ago. And they just look, and obviously they're still very defensively solid, but they're still conceding the all goal, which we saw at Brighton.
Right.
And yeah, if you take away the Crystal Palace result away, which we thought, Palace was going to get something from, but they didn't. They blew Palace away. If you take away the West Ham result, Arsenal just aren't scoring enough goals in their games. And even when they go ahead, I remember a couple of years ago when they first started on their little run, I always thought that once Arsenal score, that's game done. they're going to get at least two. Even if they concede one, they're going to get at least 2-3 more. You don't get that sense anymore. They're always prone to getting pegged back. And then if they go behind, albeit against Brentford, they did. I think the game against Brentford, which they played before Brighton, right? That was probably the most impressive I've seen them play. They went behind and they showed a lot of character and quality to come back and win 3-1. But when you take away those 3 games I mentioned, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Brentford, I haven't really been that impressed by Arsenal's attack. They're very toothless. Jesus does his usual. He's what you would call a purple patch footballer. When he gets on the roll, he plays well, but he's prone to a long drought. And yeah, I think they're still in it because, like you aptly titled the segment, I think Liverpool is still very much keeping the door ajar. But I just don't see Arsenal going to be there, but I don't see them winning the league.
Mm.
Yes, I do see Liverpool winning the league.
I did not ask that question.
I put it in though.
Don't jump again.
Whatever.
In terms of Arsenal, so I'm not gonna really recap what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna add a bit more to it
Mm-hmm.
because it was interesting that you mentioned the Newcastle game.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, before I touch on the Newcastle game against Brighton, I find with Arsenal rather is that what you said is true. They're not playing as well as they did in the previous 2 years, at least from an offensive point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that rather than own up to that, they're making
a lot of
bad excuses. And
before we came on air, he has a new one that I will tell you when you finish your point. I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
But I find that a lot of emphasis from the Arsenal camp was on the penalty that Brighton equalized.
Yeah.
And breaking news from the little island of Barbados Arsenal fans, that was a penalty. João Pedro clearly touched the ball first, and then I know it was not intentional. I know it's accidental. Well, I should say accidental, but he was trying to play the ball, mistimed the challenge, and he got the man as a foul. Anywhere on the pitch, that would be a foul. I'm not sure where people are saying that he's unlucky or it is a contentious decision would have come from. But again, rather than looking at the fact that they didn't create enough, they didn't do enough with the ball, quite frankly. So rather than look at that, they're trying to hang their tail or make the referee decision a scapegoat for dropping points. But the next point I want to add again that makes me think as though Arsenal don't have enough this season to win the league is the fact that, again, you watched the game against Newcastle this season.
Yeah.
23 shots versus Newcastle 7. But when you try to target, and they had some. Newcastle defended stoutly, were well organized. All of that is true, and they did carry a goal threat. But Arsenal did have some clear-cut opportunities to score before Newcastle's first goal, and even some clear-cut opportunities to get a goal back in the tie. And both occasions, their players couldn't capitalize on a chance. Chiefly, Martinelli hitting the post, man, one-on-one against the goalkeeper, and Havertz mistimed a header. Fortunate how the ball came to him, but he mistimed a header when the goal was gaping at his mercy. Yeah, so I feel as though, again, it begs the question, had Arsenal signed a prolific goal scorer in the summer, maybe that, maybe a few of those chances, somebody with a real coolness and, clinicalness in front of goal.
Like Isak.
That's like Alexander Isak. I know you mentioned it on the last episode that, Hobart going temping
Newcastle with a bid.
But I don't really want to give Arsenal. I don't really want to give Arsenal any ideas.
They don't need you to
make
give
them
them
stronger.
ideas.
So
They have sporting directors for that.
you know what? If you're watching, or which I doubt they are, but ignore me on that one. But yeah, so you wanted to say something about?
Yeah, of course, this quote is out of context,
Right.
but Mikel Arteta had some thoughts on the ball that is used in the Carabao Cup. He said, "It's very different to a Premier League ball, and you have to adapt to that because it flies differently."
That affected them in terms of trying to convert set pieces.
Again,
Just joking.
I just reading the quote. I don't know the context. We know things that are pulled out of context all the time. But
Right.
to me, when I saw it, I was just like, it's just like you say, just own up. I love when managers come out and are honest. We didn't play well. We need to be more clinical, but it's just an excuse after excuse after excuse. When it's not the referee, it's something.
Right.
this whole thing about not being a penalty, I agree with you. It's like anywhere on the pitch it would have been a foul. So why can't it be a foul in the box? It's that simple. So yeah, I think that they're still there because of the points gap, but I don't get the sense that Arsenal are going to
They're
win.
going to go on an impressive
Yeah, I don't.
winning streak.
Yeah, pretty
already
much.
overtake.
Yeah, I
the
don't
team
see
in front
it.
of them.
I don't see it.
Speaking of the team in front of them, well, they're doing a very good job of keeping it at a risk because they've had opportunities, in my opinion, to pull further away, and they have failed to capitalize on them. And I really hope that the team ahead of Arsenal do not bemoan
That team has a name.
Liverpool, of course, but I'm hoping that they do not live to regret that, because when you think about it, I know he said before that it's unlikely that City will win, having to come from so far behind and chasing so many teams in front of them. But when you think about it, it's still a long way to go in the season. As City ain't necessarily out the race yet either.
True.
Because again, all the teams I talk have dropped points.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. It means that we still have a race. It means that, as Liverpool fans sitting here, is still a bit nervy. Talking about Liverpool, and they also drew at the weekend. After Arsenal drew, had a chance to go 8 points clear. Only picked up a point at home to United in a game that was really, really bizarre. And this way says bizarre. And you're looking at me very curiously or quizzically. But it was bizarre because it's one of those ones that I'm trying to wrap my head around. How do I assess that performance? Here's what I'll say. I think Liverpool started the game relatively well in the first 15, 20 minutes. Created 2 very good chances to score. The McAllister shot that Onana saved with his foot, and then Gakpo had a chance that he put wide. Gravenberch had a shot from distance, but in terms of clear-cut opportunities, those were your 2 glaring ones. Didn't score, and then United, to their credit, were more aggressive than I've seen them lately in terms of their defending. More application, more energy, and they had a bit more about them in terms of courage, in terms of willingness to take the ball in difficult spaces and try to play. Well, yeah, take the ball and try to play occasionally, but other times they also went long. But again, more energy up top. You got Højlund looking to run into channels, Diallo as well, and Bruno had a strong game. I would say he had a very strong game. And then he got a foothold in the game, and they started to create a couple of opportunities against Liverpool too. Chiefly with the ball over the top and beating the offside trap. What I didn't like about the performance from Liverpool is that, so that happened. They could have scored first. Well, I mean, they did eventually score first, but they could have scored in the first half. Didn't take chances. But what I didn't like about it was that some of the defending, chiefly from Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'll just say what it is, because you're looking at me like, he ain't gonna call this man. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the defending was poor.
Abysmal.
What's surprising about it, because Trent hasn't defended well in every game I've watched from Liverpool this year, but his defending has been better. But what was surprising about it, or alarming, was the fact that this is, I could say to me, watching, it has seemed as if he's had a bit more appetite for defending. This year, just looked like he didn't have the appetite for it, he didn't have the hunger for it, didn't have the desire. And when you couple that with the fact that his on-the-ball play was also poor, the worst game I've seen him play in possession for a very long time, it just meant it was a total abysmal performance. I felt as though he could have been subbed earlier than he eventually was. But then, again, how he get in front, sloppy play from him, give him the ball. And then it was like him and Gravenberch around the Martinez, and they just allowed this guy to walk through the box and get on the end of the pass. Then we responded kind of well, get in front. After Crow got going, but again, sloppiness again in possession. And we can't see the equalizer. Okay, nothing. Because at that point, I thought we were in control. Okay, nothing. But then the last 10 minutes of the game, into stoppage time, United started to play. Because United like the sense that they could get more. And we had chances too. But they obviously had a big chance at the end where Maguire knocked the ball over the top, thankfully. Really speared. Listen, I would not have shown up here today if I had lost that game. No, because right, it's not so much losing to United. It's the manner, the context of the season.
Yeah.
I in first place, them in 14th,
It's true.
and I Anfield too. Oh hell no.
Yeah. And that's why I was looking at you weird, because it's like every time you are extra confident that you beat United, it always turns out like this.
Was it extra confident I would, Dawson? I rubbed my hands.
Yeah.
I did. I never realized.
They hit 2-1 Liverpool, but you were like, but I agree with everything you say. I just have one thing about Trent.
Mm-hmm.
There was a piece of play that I think summed it up. And it didn't lead to a goal. I think Van Dijk had put the ball out for a corner.
Where he on the hit the pass back to Van Dijk, and then he
the issue with it is not giving away possession. Is you are not busting a gut
to get back.
Like I hate that
Van Dijk gave him, right?
If looks could kill.
I mean, right to give him it too.
Yeah, I don't like that. You make a mistake, you try your best to get in a position to correct that mistake. Not like Sarr against Chelsea. Don't go and give away a penalty or something stupid.
Right.
But at least show that you have the appetite to get back there to own it. And I don't know, people are talking about was his head turned by the whole Madrid situation. I don't know. That's too easy. That's too easy a conclusion.
I just think it was honestly right. Like he would have to now come and have like another 3-4 bag game.
For you to say
for us to say that.
It's too easy of a conclusion to draw.
What I would say though, for getting off the topic really quickly, what I would say is I don't want killing because Liverpool as a team were off color.
Mm-hmm,
I thought Van Dijk was good.
Mm-hmm, he was.
I thought Konate was excellent for the first 70 minutes, but then Konate started tired. And
United's midfield dominated y'all's to me.
Coming to that next, but Konate started to get tired. It was interesting that Konate played. I didn't expect him to play after being out for 5 weeks.
Right.
But it shows where where Slot thinks is Kwanzaa right now. I think because if Gomez hadn't got injured against West Ham, Gomez still starts, even though Konate might be on the bench. Right. And then to play a full 90. Interesting.
Yeah.
But he started tired a little bit at the end, and he struggled because Trent was struggling, even more than usual. Gravenberch started the game well, but then he faded. Curtis Jones was poor in that game. McAllister had a decent game for the most part, but again he struggled because the others around him struggling too. And Luis Diaz was very quiet. Gakpo, the goal apart, was quiet, and Salah was not as sharp as he normally is. So all things considered, it was a really, really under par Liverpool performance, and I don't want to kill Trent because, like I said, it was only him that was off colour. The whole team was, for the most part. But what I would say about Trent is that, yes, the questions are, is the Real Madrid talk affecting his form, affecting his mindset? This is the point where no Trent, he's vice captain. Show a bit of character, please, over next, until the transfer window is over and beyond. Do your best for the team.
Yeah.
Play, put in a top performance because that's how you can silence all that chatter.
Exactly.
And I would say this. You need to have a bit of character. I know he does, but you need to have a bit of character about you if you're going to play for Real Madrid. Because when that group of fans turn on their players, it's worse than what Liverpool fans will turn,
It's true.
It's normally worse.
Yeah.
So, he's, I don't know, Trent had a little bit of that sulky demeanor about him again last weekend or what's not. But yeah.
So I guess we see, but definitely title race, still wide open.
Still wide open, but Liverpool still in control.
Yeah, definitely still in control, definitely. All right. So the next thing is you had mentioned United and Spurs, and the similarities in terms of they have managers that are really sticking to their principles despite a very poor run of games. I think if United had lost on Sunday, it would have been 5 in a row. Right. That's really bad. And Spurs are on a terrible run, and it doesn't get easier with you tomorrow in the Carabao Cup. So your question is, are they being stubborn, and what will it cost? My answer to that is, I can't fault a manager for having principles and sticking to them. Okay. I can't. Man United, let's use them as an example. I would have hoped that they scouted Amorim. They saw how he plays. They saw the system he plays, which is different from United usually play. You're very chomping.
I know why he's smiling. Yeah, but keep going.
Right. But my thing is that if you bring in a manager and you know the style of play that they're going to bring, you cannot fault them when they don't change it, even when it's going wrong. But there has to be adaptability. And to me, especially with Ange, I don't see adaptability.
Right.
I don't. And I think Carragher mentioned it on Sky Sports a few weeks ago. You can't expect to play the same from minute 1 to minute 90. And that's a fair point. You have to show, for instance, if you were, like, they were 2-1 up against Wolves, you have to see that out.
Right.
You have to see that out. You have to be able...
That's a really, really good equalizer, though.
I didn't watch the game. I just know it was a late equalizer. You have to see that out. You have to be able that when, and I think a similar thing happened to them in the Europa League against Roma too. Late equalizer by Hummels. They just do not have the capacity to see out games. And it's okay to say, this is my philosophy, this is how I play, but you have to show in-game adaptability to be able to get your team results. And Spurs need results. You can't just be like, you can't turn up tomorrow is at Anfield, right?
No, I think that first game is
okay. You can't turn up.
I could be wrong, but I think it's that way, Harlan.
You can't turn up tomorrow and get walloped 5-0 by Liverpool, just an example, and be like, I'm happy because of how we play. No. So that's my answer to your questions.
My correction, excuse me, apologies. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh,
I think that's where the game is.
Yeah, okay.
But I could be wrong.
Let me check quick.
Yeah, check quick just to verify. But I think it's an away game.
Yeah.
That's right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Starting with United. You mentioned that you would hope that they're scouting Amorim and stuff like that, right? And that is true. I would hope so too. But did you know reports are, and this coming from reliable sources in the media, reports are that they did, because Amorim was one of the managers that they did consider in the summer. And the decision was made that the squad, as presently constructed, didn't suit the style of football that he played at Sporting. Almost similar to, for example, maybe why Liverpool didn't go the Xabi Alonso or Amorim route, because he was also considered by Liverpool. So, but then you changed the management mid-season. So again,
that looks even worse now that you say that.
Yes. So again, it's a case where you hired a manager that plays a style that doesn't necessarily suit the squad you have. No, there's nothing wrong with that on the surface, to me. And here's why. Like you said, there has to be adaptability. I always believe that, yes, you might have your preferred formation, preferred style of play, etc., but you have to play, at the end of the day, you have to play a style that suits the players you have. You can't play, gung-ho football if you don't have the players with the capacity to implement it. Like Pep couldn't play the way he plays if he doesn't have the players to do it.
Right.
As he said, it's not going to be as effective. And even if it can't be as effective, then you have to sort of like bite the bullet and make some modifications. Now, based on the performance that United made against Liverpool on Sunday, everybody's saying, well, I think Bruno gave an interview saying, I'm upset because
they don't do it week in, week out.
Yeah, don't do it week in, week out. Oh, Bruno, shut up. You know exactly what you don't do it week in, week out. Has nothing to do with, but what I would say is that at least that would show Amorim that, at least from an effort perspective, they can produce on occasion. I still think that that's not going to be a season starter for United. I do believe that this should be up and down.
I do believe that.
From now on to the end of the season. I just think that, you catch Liverpool on a off color day and you raise your game.
Yeah.
Because you need to show a bit of pride as well.
Yeah.
5 defeats in a row from a club of the size of Man United is abysmal.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I would say that Amorim, I believe that Amorim taking a job. I think that people were teasing United fans saying that they might get drawn into a relegation fight. I don't think United will be in a relegation. Well, they will not get relegated, regardless of, but they definitely from this point on, I don't think that they will qualify for Europe unless they win the Europa League. I think they're still in the Europa League, right? So unless they happen, they get in Champions League. But in terms of the league position, they shouldn't finish in a European place. However, though, I think that Amorim would have looked at it and said, well, I'm still discovering, finding out about my players. I do believe by now he has an idea of the ones that he wants to keep long term, at least into next season, and the ones that he would like to move on. Now, again, like I said, it's going to take a couple windows because it's not like you're going to sell every United player, especially when the team is performing the way they have in 1 or 2 windows. It's going to take a 3 or 4 at least to get the proper turnover players that you want. But yeah, Ange is a different story because Ange, like for me, Amorim is more I can play my style and this we're looking at and whatever results I get in the meantime I get.
Yeah.
Ange is similar, but he's a bit different because whereas Amorim doesn't have a squad assembled to play that style, Ange more or less, has been working with the team a bit longer. But he's been decimated with injuries at the back line. So again, it still comes back to the idea of if I don't have the players, do I play the style? Do I persist with it? If you don't have the defenders to play the high line or what's not, then the smart thing to do would be to adjust because you still need to have results, especially when you work at a team like Tottenham, who has the chairman that they're having Levy. I think I do expect Tottenham again to qualify for the European positions based on the league table. Excuse me. In terms of the cups, I think what would save Anne's job is how that Carabao Cup semi-finals go. Because I mean, we know how Levy operates. Yes, Levy's going to give him time, or he said he's going to give him time. But that's normally when you should get worried, when Levy starts to say he gives somebody time.
Sure.
Yeah, to be honest. So I think that a lot will be riding on how these semi-finals go against Liverpool. In terms of Europa League, that's touch and go because do Tottenham really believe that they could go and win that?
Please.
All depends.
I was just taking a look at the league table and I squinted my eyes because I know Spurs have been losing a lot, but you know what? They've lost half their league games this season.
Yeah, it's 9, right?
10.
Okay, right, because they lost against Newcastle.
Only Wolves, Leicester, and Southampton have lost more than Spurs this season.
Yeah,
that is abysmal. And forgetting the position and all that is poor for a team that has the aspirations that Spurs have to be in those European places fighting for European football.
So again, for me, this is where Postecoglou will find fault. Because his argument would be that we've been decimated by injuries, which I would listen to.
Right.
But at the same time, since you're decimated by injuries, can't you do something tactically different? Especially at times where you have been in it, because they have been in the ascendancy or been on top. And then, but the other team is still growing in the game and creating chances at a rapid rate.
Yeah.
And you have done nothing from a tactical, positional, whatever standpoint to amend or at least negate the threat. And that's where it's like you just stand on your sidelines watching everything around you and you do nothing. And that's where criticism will be levied at him. And it's almost like an inability to change or adapt to the situation.
Yeah. Because I don't think that Ange is the biggest problem at Spurs.
He isn't, sorry.
Because I think they need better depth and better quality in that squad. But for right now, he has to do a better of managing the squad to get results because they need results. Right. Honestly.
And I think
need results.
I think where Amorim is different is because Amorim inherited the squad.
Exactly.
And he hasn't spent any money.
No money.
And it's going to be difficult for him to spend money. Everybody knows this is a squad that has been performing poorly for the most part, even though they won a couple of cups.
Yeah.
For the most part in the last 2 seasons. Amorim is going to be given time. And Amorim can come and say, for example, the problem is not really
exactly. I know come down.
The problem is the mentality dressing room. The problem is certain players ain't good enough.
Yeah.
As certain players are bad apples. I'm already hearing that he's looking to move on. Rashford, Zertsky, and Garnacho, right? Somebody else who's someone is expressing.
Some rumors around Menu, but I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening.
I think that's just more to.
And we know that Ericsson and Casemiro will likely go on in the summer. So I think regardless of where it's going to be a hard pill to swallow for United fans. I guess they would have still been hoping for like a new manager bumps somewhat. But I think regardless of where United finish, once they don't get relegated, which I don't expect them to, I still think United will pick up enough points between now and the end of the season to finish somewhere like 10th, maybe 9th. But definitely outside the European positions. But regardless of where they finish, they're going to stay with Amorim.
But the thing is, you say that, but to me, Bournemouth, Villa, Fulham, Brighton, even Brentford, those are all the sides above Spurs and United. Those teams may have a drop-off, but those teams are also having decent seasons and playing well. They might even struggle to finish in top half. They might, depending on how.
Yeah, they might. Yeah,
Both them and Spurs.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I think if United finishing bottom half, Amorim will be fine. But I think if Tottenham, I think Ange will get a season. But I think that if they don't get a trophy, like you mentioned, the importance of cups, I think if they don't get a trophy and they finish in the bottom half, he'll be sacked. But Levy needs to look at himself. He needs to look at that squad and improve it significantly. He does.
It definitely needs improvement in terms of quality, for sure. But I'm not so sure Ange gets the season, you know. But you also got to cup final and then we get to play.
True, but
and you was in it had 9 or 10 defeats at this point.
True. Good point.
So I'm not even I can't even be sure that Ange will get the season.
Good point.
You know? And I don't think Ange is a bad manager.
I don't think so either. He's stubborn, like we were talking about,
Correct.
But he's not a bad manager.
So for me, in terms of the next part of the question, who is going to cost more? I think it's going to cost Ange.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Amorim is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just come.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the relegation battle. Who would you say is in the relegation battle? I think 4 teams for me.
4 teams. Who would I say? I think Southampton down.
Yeah, for sure.
Ipswich. Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverhampton.
Mm-hmm.
And Everton.
So 5.
Yeah. Why make 4? I would say 4 in addition to Southampton. Because they haven't really battled them already done. If you say, for example, that we don't think they can recover from that position, they have like 6 points.
Yeah, 1 win in 20.
And I know Ipswich has about 12 or 13.
Ipswich has 16.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great could beat you. I did. Sorry, actually, right? I was not going to. That was not deliberate. But I remember when I looked at the table last time, they had 12. And I was like, oh yeah, they win the game? Oh yes, they did beat Chelsea. And then they drew last weekend, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So okay, they have 16. How many do Leicester have?
14.
And Wolves have
16.
Because Wolves won a couple of games too, and Everton have 17. Mm-hmm. Right. So jeez.
Yeah, those 5, yeah.
That's 11 points away from safety. Yeah, Southampton really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless the other teams that they don't win a game,
Southampton gone. But my thing is that the other 4, the battle of the 2 from those other 4 is interesting to me because Everton always find a way.
Usually.
Wolves, I think that Wolves side has quality. Although they didn't really show it yesterday against Forest.
But even I have sympathy for when you losing the job because I didn't think Wolves were playing bad.
They were very unlucky.
They were very unlucky in certain games.
Yeah.
And even in terms of concession of goals, you know, and most games that they played, it wasn't like they were getting blown away. Apart from probably Chelsea game. Where in second half, Chelsea really dominated and ran away with the result. And I feel towards the end of his tenure, the indiscipline of the players as well on the field didn't really help either.
Yeah.
But I think he was unlucky. But yeah, like you said, Wolves have quality. But I think what people fail to recognize about Wolves as well is that they sell the best players away somehow as well. Yeah. So I feel as though that had a knock-on effect.
Yeah, for sure. Ipswich, I honestly I've watched a few of Ipswich games this season, and to me, they're an okay side. I just don't know if they have the quality. I mean, Liam Delap is really carrying them this season, along with a few others. The win against Chelsea was very impressive. I mean, as impressive as they were, we were. Can I say Chelsea were poor in that game? We had chances. Then we scored an offside goal. Delap's penalty was never a penalty. I just don't think Ipswich is a bad side. I've said it. They play good football. They play decent football. McKenna is a decent up-and-coming manager. I think Leicester will go, for sure.
Okay.
But out of Ipswich, Wolves, and Everton, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know.
I think... I'm going to name ready on this, but I okay. I think Wolves will get away.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, between Everton and Ipswich.
And Everton always find a way.
I remember that, right, because Everton's rely on Goodison.
True.
And everyone can find a way to take 3 points at Liverpool whenever Liverpool visit there in February.
That's not gonna happen.
We do not know this.
I know it.
Tell Liverpool play the whole play against Man United again.
Granted, they took points off of Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man City.
Yeah, so like you said, Israel is not bad football inside, but do they have a genuine quality? Like for example, the guy Hutchinson, he's beaten and missed too much from me. He's made a lot of bad decisions on the ball.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's a dearth. It's almost like Burnley last season, where they play a decent brand, but in terms of scoring goals or having the quality to get results.
That's a good comparison. Yeah.
So, so if I was a betting man, I would bet at Everton State and them go down. And I feel as though they will go down, which is unfortunate because it will mean it's the second year running where all three promoted sides have gone straight back down.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I guess we'll see. So we'll take a quick break here for a word from our sponsors.
Whole Health Pharmacy, located in Jordan's Complex, Speightstown, St. Peter, carries a variety of products to take care of you and your health. Essential oils, muscle rubs, and the run-of-the-mill medications. And definitely don't forget your vitamins. Vinci Sea Salt, air humidifiers, tumblers, and women's havens pads too. We got it all for you. Don't forget your Barbados and natural Vinci snacks. So for sure you're gonna keep coming back. Ever hear about structured water? Well, tell your son, tell your daughter. Whole Health Pharmacy. More than a pharmacy, we take care of you and your health.
And we're back.
So,
final segment, which is swiftly becoming my favorite segment.
Come on the way.
So we had 4 match days. We didn't do that great. I got 8 points. You got 7 points. Nobody got any correct score lines, but we did get some correct results. But what happened in that segment, right, is that there were a lot of expected wins that we predicted for teams like Chelsea. I should have known better. Chelsea is the gift that keeps on giving during the Christmas period.
Are they?
They are. I love football at Christmas period, but I hate Chelsea during the Christmas period. Always doing junk. So there were some predictions we made in there for like Chelsea. Some results that we expected to go against Arsenal that didn't, notably Brentford and Palace. I predicted the Spurs win. Against Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
I started to predict 6 goals. Who would predict Spurs 6 goals, right? You would probably ask me.
Could have probably been 10 though.
You'd probably tell me that I should have been drug tested, right?
Honestly, I would have laughed at you.
And then we'd be like, who's laughing though?
Yeah, but the Christmas period definitely served us some surprising results. I predicted a draw, which obviously didn't get me any points with Bournemouth, Man United. Right. But you predicted that Man United will win.
I did. But I was wondering, I watched. Did I?
You either predict a win or a draw. But none of us predicted that Bournemouth will win.
Right, I made a predicted draw because I was saying I don't think Man U will beat Bournemouth.
Okay.
But you didn't predict that West Ham will beat Liverpool.
No.
Okay.
When did I predict that?
Yeah, I thought you did.
No. West Ham and
I ain't start documenting these results that you predict though.
It's literally go back and watch, right?
Okay. I would do the same. But go.
All right. So currently the leaderboard stands at Marissa on 23 points, Andrew on 17 points.
Chipping away, right? Chipping
I
away.
extended my lead to 6 points. 2 weeks ago it was 5 points. Now it's 6 points.
Chipping away.
How are you chipping away when it's going
I
on?
know I chipping away, and I know,
See,
I
that's
know,
why-
I know that I can win.
That's why you're an English teacher and not a math teacher.
All right, I know, but no. But anyway, keep going. Let's go.
Right. So predictions. Do you want to do FA Cup too, or are we sticking to the league?
I stick in the league. I don't know Africa Cup. No confuse people. Don't try to get additional points.
Me, not me
you
at all.
criminal.
Me, man, call me a criminal, Woody Bird.
Win 2 years in a row and get my gift in January. 2025.
The point is, you got it.
Points I got it?
Yes.
I thought we shot it for well. I shot it for a Christmas bag, better Christmas thing.
Gosh,
But she little Christmas bonus. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Christmas bonus. Anyways, so next week Tuesday is
Yes.
Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Let me document these now.
I'm predicting it. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw.
Oh my gosh, this is so tough to predict, right? I remember when it was predicted Chelsea Fulham, I said it would be a tough game. Was not expecting that heartbreaking last minute defeat. But I do think this will be a very, very difficult game for Chelsea. Gosh. I don't know what is it. I want to predict a 2-1 Chelsea win. But this could easily be a draw or a loss. Right, I am back, boys. 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay.
You said what was your prediction?
2-2.
All right. Next game is Man City away at Brentford. That's
I went
me,
first last
right. Brentford are good at home, but that myth was not busted, but Arsenal pretty much did away with them. Man City have won 2 in a row now, right? Has the tide turned? Not sure. I haven't really watched them to see. I'll go 2-1 City.
Okay, I'll also go 2-1 City.
Okay, Liverpool away at Forest. This should be interesting. First versus second. Who would have thought? Oh, Arsenal's still second technically, but
this is a tricky fixture.
it is
Forest is the only team that has beaten me so far this season.
true.
But I am gonna back my team, so I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
I think y'all stutter again. I think this will be 2-2.
North London Derby.
Really
Yeah, Wednesday.
fun. Arsenal win this. Is my turn, right?
Yes, please.
Arsenal to win 2-1.
Okay. Yeah, I think it will be Arsenal win too. But I'll go Arsenal win 3-1.
Where didn't score your goals, huh?
Hmm?
Where didn't score your goals?
Arsenal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's Tottenham.
Fairs.
It's Tottenham.
I can't argue against that.
You can argue against it, but I mean,
Nah, I won't.
Right.
Man United versus Southampton. That's you know.
All right, Man United versus Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go 2-1 United.
Mm, 3-0 United.
Okay.
Comfortable win. Comfortable. So Southampton off for nothing. Then Saturday, games still coming thick and fast. We have Liverpool away at Brentford. Interesting fixture. That's me. What did I predict? I predict City to win 2-1 there, right? Yeah, predict the same for Liverpool. 2-1 win.
Okay, I'm going 2-0.
Oh, you think you keep a clean sheet?
Yeah.
Okay. Arsenal at home to Villa. Interesting. You know, Emery always got signed for the Emirates. That's you first.
I'm gonna go. Villa have been in decent form of late, kind of, yeah. But you see, whenever I put my faith in Villa, them is get beat.
It is true.
So this is a tricky one for me as well. I'll go 2-1 Arsenal.
All right. Tottenham away at Everton.
You're not gonna give a prediction for Arsenal and Villa?
Oh, sorry, 2-2. I wrote it down, but I didn't say it. 2-2.
That's a good call, though.
Yeah. I think Arsenal game probably. When is it? The Carabao Cup second. I won't be there yet, but I think Arsenal probably may be feeling the season slipping away a bit. I feel the pressure might start to get to them. So I think they'll draw. And like you say, Villa have been playing well of late. Everton versus Spurs, I would say I actually back Everton to draw this game. And I would say 1-1.
Oh yeah, I think 1-1 is a good show. So I'll go 1 all as well.
Okay. United versus Brighton. Can't wait to hear what you say about this. I have a very bold.
I'm gonna go 1-1 draw.
Really? Interesting.
I mean, Brighton could win this year, but I don't think they can score more than once against Brighton.
I don't think so either.
So I'm gonna say 1-1 draw. I think although Brighton could win, Brighton might still stay on United level or something.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Brighton.
Interesting.
Yeah. Man City away at Ipswich. That's me. That's me first.
That's right. Man City got a nice run of fixtures. Gap closing.
Gosh. Again, I always say Ipswich play well at home, but City's quality should come through. So I would say 3-1 City.
Okay. I'm gonna go 4-1 City.
Ooh, four hot ones.
It'd be hot, but it's Ipswich.
All right.
I think Haaland will have a nice outing.
It's Ipswich that keep a clean sheet against Chelsea.
Well, that was an anomaly.
Gosh, that game still haunts me. Chelsea at home to Wolves to close us off. I think Chelsea win this 3-1.
Okay, I let you go first, but I think it was Wolves.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's all right. It is all right. It's quite all right. So I think Chelsea win 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go 2-1 Chelsea win.
I go 2-1 Chelsea, man. So begrudgingly. Anyways, so that is it for our prediction.
I did not recall that was. I did not realize that was begrudging.
The way you say it. I got 2-1 Chelsea.
Is that normal?
I got 2-1 Chelsea, man. Like if you don't want to say it. Anyways, some very interesting bit. Chelsea, Man City, January 25th. What day is that? A Saturday too?
Yes.
Oh God. Oh, I'm not ready. Everybody get to feast on City Poor Farm except me. No then can catch me in Poor Farm. So yeah. Anyways, that's 2 weeks from no problem.
Right.
All right, so that brings us to another episode of the Dugout Podcast, the first of 2025. You can follow me, Marissa Simone 91.
07.
What's my Instagram handle? I think my Instagram handle is Marissa Simone 91 though. But I don't feel like that's what I've been saying on this show all the time. I know I say Marissa Simone. I know I say Marissa 9107.
Yeah, it is Marissa Simone 91.
Whoa, have I been saying your own handle all the time? No, because Shat used to put on your screen Marissa Simone 91. Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
New Year, same Marissa.
I guess when you talk so much rubbish and you want people to identify you.
It's true, you know. It's true.
Hey, I'm only pulling your leg.
It's true.
All right. You can follow me at Drew9106.
Yes, and the Dugout _ podcast.
And remember to support our
Sponsors.
And thank you to them as well. Spirit-led Studios
And Whole Health Pharmacy. Yes. Hope you guys are paying attention to those ads and hooking them up or linking up with them for some services. And like, share, comment, subscribe. We look forward to bringing more content and different content in 2025. We're in talks, to do some different things. And even though it will be a busy year for someone has a very important event coming up this year that he has not announced to his subscribers. I don't understand why, but whatever. But we're going to continue to try to be consistent this year. And
it is not a secret, but I will announce it closer to the event. You know what I mean? All right.
You.
I mean, actually, because we normally break in the summer, right? So I will announce it at the
You announce it at the
end of the season, yes. If you really want me to, I mean, but...
And my business? I just wondering.
Hey, business, you put it out there, like, somebody got a big announcement.
I would say that even though it's a big year for someone, we're still going to be consistent. I said it in the context of the show.
Anyhow, I will announce it, when we break at the end of the season finale, if you want to call it that.
Great. As a promise to these subscribers?
Yeah, just remind me.
Yeah, I can get accused of pointing out there.
I will do it. I guess so. But yeah, remind me.
Yes. All right.
Or it could be a big reveal when we come back in after the summer.
But then how would that be? How are you going to reveal that as a big reveal?
It's surely bam. I know, right? Because see you walking me into this foolishness. Anyway, right. You should bam.
Whatever. Anyways.
You can give me a drum roll and everything.
I can finish the show.
I got work tomorrow, so go ahead.
Join us again next time.